In this video, we'll be painting a Necron Overlord. Hello everyone, this is Jason from Forcehammer Gaming, and for this video, we'll be painting another Necron leader unit, and this time it'll be a Necron Overlord. Looking forward to seeing how this turns out, so without further ado, let's get going. The first thing that I did prior to recording this video is prime the model using Leadbelcher spray paint. Next, as with my previous Necron models, I'll be adding a layer of Leadbelcher from the pot. Now, the reason that I'm doing this, even though I primed the model with Leadbelcher spray paint, is because the Leadbelcher from the pot is a little bit brighter, a little bit shinier than the Leadbelcher spray paint. Admittedly, at a distance, you won't really notice much of a difference, but I would still prefer to use the Leadbelcher from the pot anyways. Now we're going to use Abaddon Black to paint the inner part of the chest symbol, as well as the symbol on the staff here and here. Next, we're going to use Brass Scorpion to paint the back half of this tiny scarab here. Also, I'll be painting the armband here and the Tachyon arrow weapon in Brass Scorpion as well. Next, we're going to use Retributor Armour to paint the following areas: the large back and shoulder pieces except for the orbs, the headdress, the collar and the outside of the chest symbol, the chains, parts of the staff, and I'm not sure what you call this, so I'll call it the loincloth. Now we're going to use Corax White to paint the following areas: the orbs on the headdress, on the tachyon arrow, the top of the staff, on the back of the shoulder pieces, and the little scarab down here. Any smooth wires such as the one attached to the staff and the tachyon arrow, and on the chest here, the eyes and the gaps in the rib cage, and the blades on the staff. Now we're going to paint these rock formations on the base using Dawnstone. So in the next few steps, I'll be adding some shade, contrast, and technical paint. However, before I do that, I'm just going to go over the model and do some touch-ups to correct any errors that I may have made. Alright, I think it looks a bit cleaner now. Also, I decided to paint the forehead here in Corax White. Next, we're going to use Black Templar on the parts of the staff that are attached to the blades. Next, we're going to apply a coat of Nuln Oil onto the areas still painted in Leadbelcher and Brass Scorpion. Next, we're going to apply Reikland Fleshshade to the following areas: the collar, the front of the chains, the front and back of the loincloth, and any recesses on the back piece. Once the Reikland Fleshshade has dried, the next thing that I'm going to do is lightly brush Retributor Armour on the top of the collar, the front of the chains, the front and back of the loincloth, and the areas around the recesses of the back piece. This is because I want the raised areas to be brighter and more golden, while the recesses remain darker, which will provide a nice contrast between the higher and lower areas. In addition to that, I'll be dry brushing the symbol on the forehead, the chest piece, and on the staff so they appear golden as well. Now we're going to apply Tesseract Glow to all the areas painted in Corax White except for the forehead. As noted in my previous videos, be sure that the chemicals in the bottle are fully mixed together so it's this uniform neon green color before using it. With regards to the blades on the Necron staff, what we have painted here in Tesseract Glow is, in my opinion, perfectly fine. However, I'm going to add a bit more detail by darkening parts of the blade using a mixture that is 2/3 contrast medium and 1/3 Dark Angel's green. Now, I'm going to do one side of the blades first and then lay the model down horizontally so that gravity doesn't make the mixture cool downwards on the blade since I'm looking for an even spread. Then I'll do the same thing for the other side. Next, we're going to use Corax White to edge highlight the blades in this little area here, as well as the center raised portions of the blade, but not the recesses. Now that we've finished painting the character, the next thing that we're going to do is paint the base. For that, we're going to use Khorne Red for the top of the base, Abaddon Black for the side of the base, and then Martian Ironcrust on top of the Khorne Red. Alright, the Martian Ironcrust is now on, so we just have to wait about 18 to 24 hours for it to dry. Alright, the Martian Ironcrust has dried and looks nice and cracked. Also, after it dried, I took the opportunity to do some minor touch-ups here and there just to correct some errors that I made. Okay, so here's my completed Necron Overlord model, now ready to lead my army, and as usual, I wanted to provide some quick comments. For me personally, I think this is a very cool looking model. First off, the items that come with it, such as the headdress, the tachyon arrow, and the awesome looking staff, all clearly indicate that this is someone of great importance. Also, I really like the pose of this model. The way he stands there with one foot on a rock, menacingly holding that staff, is a simple pose, but an effective one. Definitely looking forward to fielding this Overlord with the rest of my Necron army. Anyways, that's the end of my video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to check out my other social media accounts in the description below. Until next time, this is Jason from Force Hammer Gaming, signing off.